Hello everyone, Tim Hodges, Cam McConville welcoming you back to the Armour All Summer Grill. Next topic is Walkinshaw Racing, the old Holden racing team. It will be a very different look for this team, even though James Courtney returns into the driver's seat. Look into your crystal ball. How do you think it will play out for Walkinshaw Racing in the next season?
Oh, it's massive news, isn't it? I mean, disappointing to see the end of the traditional Holden racing team, which I was very fortunate to drive for in enduro mode. Look, I think there's no doubt that Adrian Burgess, James Courtney and everyone at Walkinshaw, Ryan Walkinshaw, will be utterly determined to say it's going to make no difference, to bounce back and win races. But you can't ignore that financially, economically, it's a massive blow to them with the support that they've had from Holden over the years. I also think equally big loss is losing Garth. You know, Scott Pye's a ripping young guy and I'm sure he's got a long-term future. But I think Garth was a huge asset to the team, engineering-wise, as far as on the workshop floor. So that's a big loss. So it's going to be very interesting to see, firstly, how the cars look, what livery they're going to have. I think James is going to have to work pretty hard. You know, has become a real leader of that team, which arguably you could say he was in the last 12 or 18 months, as Garth had some frustrations with his older car. So look, I think they're going to slide back a little bit before they're able to find their way, and it'll be interesting just what livery we're going to see on the cars next year. You've
been in motorsport so long. Logistically, how difficult is this to not have Holden factory backing, to go out and try and match the likes of 888 with a budget that isn't even going to be in the same ballpark as it?
Yeah, that's the big key for me, Tim, the budget. You know, and you're right, financially there's a big hole there. And you know, it's hard out there in the world of sport and sponsorship. Maybe we'll see the cars change, you know, each round or something like we've seen at, say, LDM or the Nissan team. You know, that they are going to be a smaller player in the pit lane. Now, you pull the stickers off, it's still the same cars that were on the podium at Homebush. So technically they've got their car quite sound now, but what happens in the off-season, when you have a budget of Red Bull or ProDrive or some of the other bigger teams, or DJR Penske, you can develop, you can do engine development, you can do damper development, you can do a lot of things in the off-season. They will be busy finding sponsors and trying to get their ducks in a row. So I think that could really hurt them, at least for the first quarter of next year.
Thanks for your time. So Cam McConville predicting Walkinshaw will come back to the pack in 2017. Here is Adrian Burgess.
Adrian, another year of peaks and troughs at the Holden Racing team. Started off very good at Clipsal, but I think you'd agree that on the whole the results just haven't been there.
100%. Yeah, Adelaide was great. Grand Prix we were reasonably strong, but then we just went missing for a part of the year, so very disappointed in that. We learned a lot in the process. It probably took us a little bit too long to get a head around the area or the car that we'd gone down the wrong track with. But I think we firmly got on top of that, and for a few events, probably from Darwin onwards, we could feel a bit of a change internally, but not necessarily didn't necessarily translate into results. So it took a bit of time, but you know, Sandown we won on pure pace. There was no the only luck we had there was that we didn't get black flag because of the guard, but you know, Garth and Luffy did a great job there, and yeah, Bathurst could have been a whole different story, as we know, and Gold Coast again could have been a different story. But yeah, we're disappointed overall with the year, but look, these things, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
A lot going on off the track this year as well, of course, with the Holden situation, also with Garth now leaving the team. Did any of that affect the on-track product that your team was able to put out?
Not at all. I mean, I think we're all big and old enough and smart enough to be able to isolate the business side and the on-track performance side. So, I mean, obviously, my end of the business, you know, Ryan, myself, we're heavily focused on our relationship with GM and trying to keep that alive. But clearly, it's disappointing news. Disappointing to bring 26 years of history to an end. But equally, you got to be rational about it, and you got to understand the bigger picture at play. And we do understand that, and we respect that decision from GM. And for us now, and as it has been for a few months, is the focus is on the future. GT again, you know, it was never easy sitting down with someone that's been with you for so long and explain that you wanted to go a different direction. But to give GT all the credit he deserves, he's been totally professional in that, and not for a minute do you ever believe or think that he wouldn't give his best. And he's probably driven better since we gave him that news. And you know, maybe that's because he's in the marketplace trying to get his drive lined up for 2017. But you know, everyone has acted as professionally as we could do. Obviously, there's a few little bits of tension here and there, and you know, some people are cut out of discussions and some aren't, as we're planning, and you know, we can't divulge all those plans to everybody. But on a whole, the team has kept its head up. The mechanics and the engineers and the drivers have really been focused on trying to finish the year and trying to finish the HRT era on a high note, and that's what we're going to do here this weekend at Homebush.
Bit of reorganising of the house to do, obviously, with the Holden backing peeling away. Is the category strong enough commercially that you can bridge that gap and continue to fight the likes of 888 on a relatively even commercial footing?
Well, look, I'd like to think so, but yeah, it's the commercial landscape in Australia is very tough, and hence why you see GM pulling back their investment in the sport. So look, we're all out there, all the teams are chasing the same dollars, but at this point in time, we're getting very close to a few good deals that will put the team back in an equal financial position to which we've been in before. So I'm not massively stressed at the moment, but you know, it's tough out there, but we're trying hard, and we've got a big history behind us. We've got a great team. We've got 2 good drivers that we made sure we announced early to make sure the marketplace knows, you know, what we were planning and what our future is. And you know, we don't need people worrying we're only going to be here for 1 year, because that's not true. So we made it clear that both drivers are on 3-year deals, and that has definitely helped our discussions with people, because they know that we're planning for the future. You know, we had a big investment from the overall business into our new facility. We've got a 28,000 square metre new facility coming on stream next year, so I think the signs are there that the future is going to be healthy, and we're going to be here for a long time.
To lock Scotty Pye in for multiple years, like you mentioned, is a pretty big commitment from you guys. What about Scott? Do you see that you're confident that he can get it done for this team?
I mean, I was lucky enough to have a little bit of exposure with him at 888 when we were time there in the DVS. He was in and out of the team all the time. He used to come and do a little bit of testing with him, and we put him in Jamie's car at one particular test, and I can remember his feedback, and I can remember how quickly he's on the pace. And we've seen, the last few years with his LDM was a tough year for him, obviously, but with Penske, when they've got the car right, then he's done a good job and he's delivered. So going forwards, we're excited about working with Scotty. I'm excited to bring someone a little bit younger in, keep James honest. I think between those two, I think we'll have a very good lineup, and I'm sure he'll repay our faith in him. And we wanted to give him some commitment, because we want him relaxed. We don't want him, on a 1-year deal, and he's always, he's worrying about where his next paycheck's coming from. So we've got some stability in the team, and I'm certain that's going to be a good thing for us going forwards.
Each week, Armour All will be giving away the Ultimate Summer Essentials Pack.
The pack comprises a range of products to keep your car cool and clean this summer.
The pack includes Armour All Wash and Wax Pro Glide, Armour All Sponge, Armour All Protectant, Armour All Air Fresheners, Armour All Cream Cut and Polish, Armour All Windscreen Wash, and Armour All Glass Wipes. You'll also win an Armour All Bucket Esky to keep you cool this summer.
To enter the draw, all you have to do is click on the link in the description below and fill in your details. It's that easy.
We'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Armour All Summer Grill.
Not only do I like my car to look like new, I like it to smell like new. And Armour All have this great range of vent clip air fresheners. Now that sleek and compact design you see there makes them even easier to use. The new range lasts up to 30 days and comes in 5 different fragrances: vanilla, leather, wild berry, pure linen and new car. Simply pull the strip to release the fragrance and clip your Armour All air freshener into your car's air conditioning vent to keep your car smelling fresh.